Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Software Inc. with Expert Technologies. Now, I know it's been a while since we've had an episode of this, and I am just thinking with the young development crews that we have, whether it be designers or programmers and stuff like that, is we make their own building essentially, and the programmers eventually could be the updates team and have a lot of them because they will be at 20 years old, and then we have them for 40 plus years with that, and then kind of have their these their teams kind of, if they can, hire, which I don't think this person can, as can handle complaints and salaries, but they can't handle education or anything at the moment. Which I could get a lead for that. Because a lot of this was I was trying to save money and try to do it within the groups, but then when it gets to a certain point of just overall kind of leveling up, so to speak. All these rooms are saying that they need a plant for air ventilation, which isn't a bad thing. So I'm just adding a plant in kind of each room to have that air pollution take care of, I guess. But overall, it would be a strategy that way that I can move some of the marketing of contract marketing out there and doing updates and support, but I know within efficiency wise of when it comes to the projects, they want everybody within the same building working on said projects. So some of that will still be in this building, and there possibly will be another building like this because I like the layouts of this building, and we also need to kind of make or kind of get ready for manufacturing of hardware, and we have not gotten to that point, and it is 2002. So we've gotten to 2D editor, 3D editor, antivirus, audio tool, CAD software that we're trying to get into, cash transfer. We haven't made a game yet, so that's also another thing to look at. And then office software. The best publish is kind of going chaotic right now because I think I changed different leaders, and now they're making OpenTask Pro, Open Publish, and Best Publish number 2. It could have been me on accident, but I don't believe so. And then it just kind of helps with the marketing, and then the support project will be kind of its own thing. So then a project support can have its bigger group in that programmer slash designer young development crew, so to speak, and kind of make their own area. And we do have maintenance 24/7 and security 24/7. So if we were to go here, maintenance we have 30, and then IT we have 12. We may make that into 2 people in IT. So we'll hire another IT support there. IT support there. Or we do have 2 IT, and now I just made 3 IT people. But that doesn't hurt it so much, because then it's just making sure that we are efficient when it comes to making sure our computers are working. So now we just added, additional people, which is fine. And then we have cleaners and all that jazz. IT people we don't really have to assign. We have people assigned to the warehouse. I made that into a group, so any of the maintenance guys are going directly to the warehouse. So if there's any printers that need to be fixed, they're going to go there. Or if any of the solar panels need to be touched, just like for instance this person, Violet Crosby, is working on repairs, so I may hire a few more people when it comes to that, and we'll also add some more solar panels eventually, because the good thing is we are making profit. I was just kind of looking at it before I started recording, we are making 40,000 to the grid. So what that essentially is meaning, like if you were playing like City Skylines or this, it's essentially like City Skylines 2 has more effective into it of you can distribute your either import the electricity and it's costing you money, or if you're making extra excess electricity and you're putting it back into the grid and helping out, and you're kind of exporting it, to say the least, you're gonna get that profit. But right now this kind of profit is essentially canceling out our printing. So it's not like it's a big amount of money, but it sure is helpful when we have this many batteries for backups, and then we have all these servers that are also being used a lot, and then we also have these batteries as well, and then we do have a couple of wind turbines to help out as well, even though we probably don't need them. We could also like make another building with solar panels and kind of connect it with either this building or this building and kind of help with the batteries and all that jazz. But for the time being, I'm going to keep the wind turbines where they're at, because they do produce a decent amount of kilowatts, which is something we like to have. Then there's also this plot here that we can buy this eventually. So overall, I was kind of looking at prior to putting that building down to see if we had enough money for it, and we do. It's like 13,000 for the building that I've made way back. It's kind of looking, I was kind of essentially within the base game of Hardware Inc. I was kind of inspired by the Hardware Inc. building and trying to make these big groups of big area rooms, so that way you can fit a lot of people in it. And then also kind of looking at, with me watching other people that play it with different inspirations and stuff like that of cost effectiveness, that essentially overall it's either you have 10 people work one shift, say, for a project you have 10 people work on one shift. If the project consists of 10 people, it's either you have 10 people one shift and you have that constantly and it may take a little bit longer, or if you spread out the 10 people, so it could be 3 and 4 into 3 different shifts, and depending on how skilled these people are, it could take a little bit lesser time because you're around the clock working on it, instead of only having those 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours. And with the skill ratio and the traits of people, could potentially hinder of you getting to that goal as soon as possible. So overall, I'm going to go into this build mode, kind of look at these plots, kind of looking at putting the building here. That way it shares this parking lot here, or worst case scenario that we have to extend this parking lot to fulfill the lower portion of people getting to this building. So we're going to buy this plot. We're going to also buy this plot and this plot and put the building here-ish, and there's going to be some like waterfront kind of cool looking area for it. So like I mentioned, I did make this building long time ago myself, and was kind of having the inspiration of that Hardware Inc. And so this will be, and it's 15 million. I did look at it earlier and it said 13, but it's not the end of the world. It's a couple million more. So we're gonna place it down, and it has some servers in it already. So we could also combine those, and then it does have some batteries, it has some boilers, got the elevators, and then people will go in and out of, I believe this area, it's got the bathrooms, then this back hallway, and the first area is like the security area, so I'll have to add more security guards where they watch the cameras and stuff like that. And then there's about 56 people that sit in here with, or 55, and then the 56th that team leader, and then they have a meeting room in each one for about 5 floors ish. And then started with the solar panels, because at that time when I started it, I didn't have much money, so this was a start. And then eventually it would have been, as soon as you gain more money, you can put it all over on the roof for people, but then these lights also hinder that you can't do that. So so eventually down the line, and this was another meeting room, so so if people needed it, or if two people oh, that's the wrong section. If multiple teams needed a meeting, or you have a bigger group, that would just be nothing. And then this is kind of the lounge. Nope, I'm not trying to duplicate that. So this would be the lounge. This would be canteen. And then we're going to make this into the programmer's young development room. And then this is where the leader's going to go. So the people that are in here. So we have designers that are young development. This is going to be no one, no. And that. So they no longer are going to be there. And they will be in here. So leader's going to be in there. Then they got all these young development people, and they have a little bit of a lounge too in there, and you can get water and stuff like that. So then we're going to put project support in here. So project leader. We're going to put project support in here, so then they can expand that team a little bit more, so they don't have to worry about being over there. And overall, with us kind of clearing this out, it also allows me to look at what rooms I have, and then also project updates and porting. That's also part of programmers too as well. So that team's going to get changed. But overall, because programmers are essentially, they can do, but so overall I just made a big building for the projects people, essentially. And then these people are going to get moved around. So if you are enjoying this series, feel free to drop a like, drop a comment, what you like, what you dislike. I know it's been a while since I've, posted a video about this. I've just been busy personally, overall, so I apologize on that. I know some people, when it comes to a schedule, that they look forward to that next video that would be coming up, and just overall with what I'm doing personally kind of hindered that. So apologize if that's the case, but I've also, with my reasons with some of this, I know I've mentioned that I was going to make sure I do from start to finish this year with some series, and this is one of them. I know I have to get back into the pro wrestling sim stuff too as well. That will be coming back shortly. I just kind of, sometimes you not necessarily like batch record, but like you get on that schedule, and then overall you kind of wean away from it a little bit, and that way, if you are getting that, if the algorithm traction or whatnot is for you and stuff like that, that you can kind of give the people a, so to speak, way of catching up, and then they can watch what's there and then eventually come back to it after, a week or so. But obviously it's been longer than a week, so now we have some space open, so we can kind of look at, I know we don't have a operating system that needs to be made, and we have just the space for it, so we can create a new team for that, and then eventually have, our own stuff on our own server. And so we will do that, and then we will hire those people right away, hire a leader, get highly skilled people right away, and kind of make one itself. We're on the third iteration with our game engine here. I don't think we haven't really done much marketing on that, so we will do that. Kind of do that, announce that. Education, so there's 5 people Automation. So I don't know who, because there's a lot of people that was retiring, and there's one team for sure that doesn't have. Okay, so it's anti-cheat that doesn't have a leader that can do at least. And office software. Okay, that concludes that. For that. So project support. Do we even have a leader for project support? I believe we do. Oh, okay. So you can handle education and stuff. All right. Product support, HR, Gonna do that. 5 at a time. Basically support. They just can't hire right now. So out of the service, there's 6 people. Okay, that's perfect. So they will go into that other building, be able to obtain more people in general. So so there's that. So now all right, so let's figure out a lead first. This is going to be a lead programmer. Let's say they got to be good with antivirus, HR. I mean, socialization is a good part of it. We want big brain, not stressed. And hardware we essentially don't really need, but so we will take Dorothy here to the OS team, and manage teams OS. Do that. We'll do 5. Boom, 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 boom. Don't need hardware. So that person's not a lead yet, so we'll do 95 and 5. We'll have it, so there's 32 people, so now there's 31 overall, so we would have 15, 13 and 2. Since there's not really much artists. I mean, we could also move some of the designers and the programmers, but we're also looking for high value employees. We'll do big brain. I'll move like 2 each. So programmers, employees. Gotta look at development wise, or a lot of them aren't necessarily that developed yet. Well, there's this person. Okay. We'll put them to OS team. That's 1 person. system in 3D, put them to OS. There's a lot of them just seem to be, they're just starting, so network, fully network, otherwise these two. Change them to the OS team. So then they'll have how many employees overall? So they have 5. So it's she is essentially the leader. She's back up on everything. So she's also a programmer. So there's 4. Hired some more. Then we'll look at designers real quick. Kind of see who. Some more OS system based. Unless if they're all. Yes, they're all fairly new. Besides Marcelio. Alright, so this person, IDE, we'll put them to OS. So they're all. I need a designer for Brain Builder. Which one is that? I think that's the program language one. Brain Builder. IDE. That's what that one is. So they have that. So IDE has one too many. So what is your status? You're 25. We'll switch you back to the young development. But I know some of these groups can but I know like the IDE 2D editor, do they have a leader? They just need the leader is an artist. So I just need another programmer and they'll just fill in the spot. So if we go to the programmers and just pick a random person. To the editor there. Let's go down 2D all the way through. So this person could probably go to OS, to be honest, since now I found that out. And that person can go to OS too. But with that, but go to programmers, young development, HR. They can't hire anybody at the moment. Okay. So programmers and artists. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, $56, and then that makes it 57. So programmers, we'll go to programming, nothing, low, can be anything, and they are going to be young development. So there's a lot. And then we'll also get some freak is fine, nervous splatter, that's fine. Snail. Yeah, this is with the forgetful. I don't really want people to have that kind of trait. And then patient 0, they're basically sick a lot. And then under the weather, cup holder, I don't want them breaking stuff, so there's that. And then I'm gonna have to add IT to this building and also maintenance to this building as well, but I'll be in a different episode. I'm sorry this episode is kind of trying to hire people and stuff like that, but overall it's the fun of it. So there's that. So then we'll just grab a few more of these people. Claustrophobic, don't want that. So there's that. There, that should be good enough for right now. So overall, with the ratio of people with art and stuff, it's not, it's like a 5-to-1 ratio, it kind of seems like. 5 programmers to 1 artist. So, designers, could add more. Low designers. I guess I hired someone that was going to be forgetful, but that's fine. There we go. They got more people, so that they can also do like contracts and stuff, and then I'll figure out who's more creative, ordinary, and stuff like that. So it's kind of the thought process between these two, but this one can also do like projects updating and porting too. So can this person hire people? They cannot. Okay. So project updating and porting, they can add more people, but can this person hire people? No. Okay, they don't have one person. But that's fine. They got 32 people out of 50 something, so road. And should be enough parking. So that is just deliveries overall, and then this is just extended parking from, this area. So people can still go to here, and then they're still close enough to go to here. So, overall in general, I think we also need a copy support 3. So we will add support 3 to it. Typically I have people come in at 3 and they end at 5. Or is it? So they're only here for 5 hours. Okay. That is fine. So with that team, a service support so yes, they don't necessarily need to hire, but this will be a perfect fit for that. So support number 3, there's that. And then service support, set a big brain, night owl. So support 3 will have all those people. I felt well with it. So they'll have 8 people at least out of 32. And we'll update that. We'll have to add them. To everything basically. We'll just let it sim for right now. So yeah, sorry for having it be kind of a slow start and you kind of seeing what I'm doing on. So then, yeah. So then people are still gonna come here, update and support stuff. So it's gonna be fixed. That's gonna be fixed. The next day, lose quite a bit of money with the construction and everything, and signing people in 15,000. So all this electricity using and all that jazz probably doesn't help it one bit. So could have any designers help out with it. With the designing phase. design phase of Ink Pro 5. They don't handle porting, but the cooks even come down there too. Oh, there's no cook tray, so it all gets dumped. Alright. So, who retired? Sport 2 retired. 1, 3, and 3. That's not good. That's it. No. Project updates, they have it. Is it Office software? Yes. That sheet doesn't have one, so that's another. An Office software. Okay, so that's good on that end. So we need to go to the kitchen or canteen. And then select entire building. 2. So when it comes to that, you go to manage staff and security. If no one is kind of assigned to that, they'll go to a random spot where it means necessary. So right now, since we haven't had an issue with the burglars, we won't have to do anything. IT is right now not assigned to anything, but we're going to go to IT. So there's 3 people. So this person and this person, we can assign them to employee production. And then this person can go to building 2. So that way, within their 4 hours, this person is going to report to building 2, while these 2 are going to report to the Wolf L building. And it's, same with that. So I could just go unassigned rooms, go to employee production, and then ones that are not, click on the none, unassigned rooms, and go to building 2. So every single time within their shift, they're going to go to that building. Now, maintenance, there's people that work outside, there's people that work in the warehouse, employee production. Now I'm going to add 2 more that are going to building 2, and then hire 2 more that are going to building 2. And it just keeps going. That way you also know how this whole process works with assigning people per building. And everything else. So, and it's the same with IT, and it's the same with security, it's the same with receptionists, couriers, and all that jazz. So assign to building 2. There. So now the number of people, adequate people. So then we can also go to cooks. So none of them are assigned to anywhere. So we're going to assign 2 of them to play production and 2 of them to building 2. So that way there's at least 2 people per building. And then we are, and now we're at the point where we can get to having operating system team work on, making that operating system. So it's going to be called Expert Echo Flash. We could have it subscription based, but we're not going to. And we're going to go to Advanced. Gonna make it a new framework. For Echo, where we literally could throw everything at it, which I don't necessarily want to at the time being, and kind of get like one of everything. But also want to see what people want as well. Yeah, it's probably as good as you can get for what they want. So we could make this also into project management, I would imagine. Let's see. Yes. We get support 1, 2, and 3 on it. Opening 1 and 2. And then updates will be updates. There's none for it. To 100%. There really is no porting for operating systems. There. There's no release date yet. So that's already rocking and rolling now. Now we can kind of simulate a little bit. I have added maintenance to this building, security to that building, all besides receptionist I did not add to that building. That's the only thing. And now, since we have, select all, kind of make it 75 right now for all their requests. So now we have, I just added a team called Contract Marketing. They will be able to do that. Now essentially, project support should be able to take these. Hit shift. There. We'll see. How well we can take it. Project updates. I think that this is all bland and boring. Alright, well, we're gonna spice it up a bit then. Because it is... Oh. That's 6%. Okay. And then I'll add a vending machine in here. For that, thought maybe adding, some of this stuff would help, but really open it up right now. I could futz with the whole grid right now, but is it good enough now? to get on marketing stuff because I don't know how much they can handle. Oh. Update it and probably have to print it as well. So let's find that. So that. Okay. So there's that. Make sure we're in compliance. I don't know why in the office there has to have a sprinkler system with it. Okay. So we are back into business. Updating that. All that jazz. That's in update mode. I go flash. 2011. It's looking for secondary. And put programmers into that. So we're doing pretty well with that. So leader in the CAD group has retired. Leader, programmer, high value, CAD. Has he not been doing anything this whole time? I may have to make sequels of something. There's the CAD group. Okay, I'll just do that for right now. CAD, do that. Okay, so develop for that. Audio, gonna make a sequel of that. So we'll probably have to so 2 years with that. Okay, it's probably with a lot of the people. The first one was pretty good, so how old is this feller? I guess it really doesn't matter. Develop. That's good for right now. just going to keep it as that. Develop. So there's that, and that will conclude the episode here as we edit a building and trying to keep afloat with what we can do. Haven't really been getting much print jobs, which I was hoping that we would. Our marketing seems to be decent. I think the only thing we have to look forward to is creating a game and some hardware. So hopefully you all enjoy this episode and have a good one.